It's like you have to like extract, that's the nectar, is like extracting these moments of like connection, of being seen and of seeing and of being like, this is my struggle and I am better because of it. I am more divine. I am just as human. And pleasure is my birthright. My sexuality is my birthright. Whatever the fuck I want to do with it. As long as I'm not hurting anybody else, like taking this back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that like this podcast, to me, I hope to create a space where we can talk about everything from the messy to the erotic, hilarious, and like deeply human moments of being disabled and divine. Like, because we are all of them, and to challenge the outdated narratives that we are broken or non-sexual, because we are not. We are sexy, we are full of love, and we have so much more to offer than what the world has told us.
Hello, lovers, and welcome to Pleasure Bound,
the podcast where we unapologetically explore what it means to access, reclaim, and prioritize pleasure, joy, and embodiment in bodies that don't necessarily fit the mainstream script.
We're here to talk about pleasure as power, not just in the bedroom, but in how we show up, advocate for ourselves, and expand what's possible in our lives.
Living in a body is complicated. Sometimes the world doesn't see us, our bodies change, our lives change, but our right to joy and desire do not. And we're done pretending otherwise. We deserve to be seen, heard, felt, and loved.
If you're curious about reconnecting with your own pleasure, rewriting the stories you've been handed, and finding empowerment right where you are, you're in the right place. Here we go. Hey gang, before we dive in, we just wanted to offer a quick heads up. These first 6 episodes were recorded between September 2025 and January 26, and a lot has happened since then.
We have learned, we have shifted, and we have grown. And honestly, we didn't realize yet how much this space was going to open us up. So as you listen, you're going to hear us working things out in real time. We're finding our rhythm, feeling into this new landscape, and letting the show become more than we ever imagined it could be.
What started as a conversation about pleasure is becoming a much deeper practice, a place to really embody our truth, to love our bodies again and again, and to choose joy and authenticity on purpose, to love our humanness in all its forms.
It's been so fun getting into this groove, and we're really excited to share that evolution with you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in.
You guys, what are we going to call you guys if we have such adoring fans at some point, if we're lucky enough to have such adoring fans? We'll figure that out as we go, I guess. But this show is all about your story, your stories, our stories. And so we thought we would just kind of kick this off by telling you a little bit about us. We all have our own unique experience with disability, and we are so interested and excited about sharing all these different stories because, you know, you don't know, but we are 2 quadriplegic women. So we acquired a disability. And we think it's really important to share the stories of all of us, so many of us, so many ways to live in a body. And there's no wrong way to have a body, as Glenn Marlowe so beautifully says. But we just wanted to share a little bit about ourselves. So just for to paint a picture about who it is you're going to be listening to. I'm Kelsey. I am a C6 quadriplegic, so I don't have function or sensation from the chest down. I'm 40 years old. I live on an island in Lake Superior. I have a wiener dog. What else about me? I'm a dancer. I'm a writer, choreographer, filmmaker. And now I'm a podcaster, I guess.
Love that.
I know. And just an all-around sensualist. So here we are. We I think that's what Kate and I really have in common. I mean, so many things we've realized, right?
Yes.
But we're definitely people who love bodies and who have had so many conversations with each other about how beautiful and complex and interesting bodies are. And for me, sex has always been a huge part of my identity. And I think I had this like a really profound realization after my injury that I lived I feel like I've lived in two different worlds, you know? Like I lived the first 27 years of my life as a like little able-bodied dancer hottie who was like overly sexualized. But also at the same time, like loved my sexuality and owned it and had so much fun with it. And, you know, started exploring young and had lots of orgasms under my belt before my injury happened. And I was like, whoa, what do I do with this now? And then you have this like world you're living in that's like, oh damn, this is like a 180. Like now I'm desexualized and essentially dehumanized in that regard and many other regards. I mean, let's be real. And also like wondering how do I find pleasure in this body? In so many ways it becomes inaccessible. And it's like we have to go through this whole new phase of curiosity again with a new body, with new limitations, with all this, right? With all of this shit where you're like, okay, this is not only am I working through like grief and, you know, a different body that I can't feel the same way, that I can't move, and the world sees me differently, but I'm like, is this going to be fun again? And so for the last like 12 years as a person with a disability, that's been like my biggest goal has been to figure out how to love this body and how to really live in this body, live a pleasure-filled life and find movement in this body. And so for me, this podcast with you, Kate, is like, and with all of you out there, whoever is joining us, it really feels like this reclamation and also this like permission to be more curious and do some real fucking discovery. And I'm just real jazzed about it. So that's just a little bit about me, Kate. Kate.
I love this so much. I love you. I am so honored to be on this journey with you and
Likewise, babe.
just feel so lucky that like the universe put us in touch. I feel like so much of your story is a reflection of my own, which feels like weird and sister-y and sensual in all the ways.
Yeah. This is no accident.
No, not at all. No accidents. Not even our accidents were an accident.
Oh man, now we're getting like real macro.
Right? There's such purpose and power in that. So yeah, let's go. Let's share. I am Kate. I'm a C5 quad, so close. I also lose sensation, physical touch, and ability to sense temperature about mid breast down. I, like Kelsey, grew up dancing. It was my first language of expression and seemed very subconscious, right? To like communicate through movement of my body. And I am a triple Taurus. I am all about pleasure. I'm all about beauty and the senses. And
born to be like surrounded by pleasure.
Yeah, I
Luxury.
am literally. Yes. But I also feel like I exist in a world where it has been shamed. I grew up in a Catholic home and as a dancer with boobs and a butt, like my body was too much. I was like not enough in other spaces. And so I feel as though I've been living in between worlds all my life,
Mm,
like trying to fit in anywhere, but not feeling as though anywhere is where
totally.
I need to be.
Yep.
And I feel like so many people can relate to that, right? Like, and these journeys that we're on right now, like I've been in a chair for 15 years. I was definitely in survival mode the first 9 years of paralysis. And then I was gifted with a surprise pregnancy that rocked my world and showed me what love was for the first time.
Damn.
I met my love for this life through new eyes when I met my son. And that encouraged me to want the same that I wanted for him, for me. And like, I had never, I never knew that that was missing. Like, I had chased pleasure and love in all the wrong ways and all the wrong places, but I guess they all weren't wrong because they led me to where I am. I don't know. Um, I am here to continuously explore what brings me joy and what makes me feel most divinely alive within my magical self. And that shows up in so many ways. Um, I feel like I feel it within my body, but what is reflected through my paralyzed vessel sitting in this chair, like, isn't always accepted in the world or like, yeah, there's so much to come back to, you know? And I feel like like that's a story that again is shared in so many versions, whether you're coming out of like a catastrophic accident or disability, or like you just had hip surgery, or you just had a baby or postpartum, like coming home to your body that is now anew is something we do as humans. And we're here to talk about it all.
Can you feel me?
I feel like pleasure is like having a pleasure practice. And we're going to talk so much about this, but it feels very like foundational to me that so you said something that made me think about how like we are all having this experience in this culture where we're all fighting against some force that's telling us that our bodies aren't worthy or they're not enough or we're unseen in some way. All of us in some way, whether it like there's just so many isms and like phobias and bullshit and this toxic culture, which is at times beautiful for sure, but like this is the reality that I think unites us all, is that we're all in it together in some way fighting a toxic culture that's making it hard to live an embodied existence. And so for me, I feel like this practice of self-love, especially as a disabled person and as a woman, I mean, just as a human, um, becomes this really foundational thing that is like not just like self-love as it is today in like our culture that's like all trendy where it's like just get a massage and like do your nails and no hating against that. I mean, I love getting massages, but like and I, whatever. But there's like a deeper level of I think like really digging into like this practice of self-love that is much more like holistic, where you're looking at all of these facets of how you see and love yourself as a human being. And like really are examining like what's fucking with me. And to me, having a pleasure practice has been this big fat yes to myself, right? But it's not easy. It's like Kate and I have been talking a lot about these like roadblocks that you experience, or that we've experienced as people with disabilities between us and pleasure, and like what that journey has been like. And for me, I feel like that there's this really, so I went to this dance workshop I told you about it, Kate, which was amazing at Young Dance in St. Paul, Minnesota. And it was facilitated by this dance ability master trainer. It's this method that's this all-inclusive, like really amazing method that teaches you how to teach people of all abilities. And we could have a whole fucking episode about that because it was just incredible and completely life-changing.
As we should.
Oh my God. Yeah. But my friend Gabe was talking about how every time he comes to a dance class, he's also bringing his grief with him because he was disabled when he became disabled when he was 15. And I'm not going to tell his story. I'm sure he'll be on here to tell his story, but he's also a quad, and I'll share his music in the notes so you guys can check him out because he's amazing. But he was just talking about how like I have to bring that into the space, and it becomes this like, in that way, when you're dancing with other people and you're bringing your real you into the space, like there is then this opportunity for healing in community or healing in whatever it is that you're, stepping into, even if it feels like this is hard. And that's how I felt like starting a pleasure practice was like, this is fucking daunting. Is this even going to feel good? How do I do this? And sometimes it's like, you have to kind of like check your like comparison of the way it used to be, in order to like develop this new thing that feels good and liberating and all that jazz, right?
Totally. You just said so much in that whole thing. Can we all just like give a shout out scream to Kelsey for like doing something that she once knew so naturally in an able-bodied body and doing it with such courage and like autonomy and fucking beauty.
Thanks, bud.
To step back into that studio space. Like,
thanks, bud.
Go you, girl.
Thanks.
And I'm so glad that you found pleasure and joy within that, as of course you would, you dancer in whatever form you take.
So good.
Yeah.
But there's that, right? There's that like, we think with a lot of us where you're going to step back into something or into a new thing and you're like, whoa, can I bring this emotion with me? Like, what do I do with this feeling?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's so much fear and the grief. Like the grief I have blocked in so many ways. And I feel like I just continuously try to move through it. I think so much as humans, like we are so uncomfortable to sit within our grief that like really when you're able to sit in that shadow and love yourself from that, like from the darkest spots where you feel alone, like where you feel unlovable and unworthy, and you are the one who can reclaim that heart space and say like, it's okay, you're safe, I love you here. Like that is what's
you're making me think of like a whole other episode too, the like bringing your shadow work into certain spaces, like a sexy space. Like it makes me think of like kink and like that type of play where you're like nurturing, right? The shadow self in a lot of ways, the traumatized self. I have never
felt more alive than that BDSM event that I went to 2 weeks ago. Like,
cool.
What a liberating space to be in. And I think that's new too. Like, to me, pleasure as a quad looks nothing like it did before.
Right.
Like, cool, I put on a cute dress, I like go out, I find a mate, whatever that looked like. And like, I fucking forget I forget,
Fuck
and I
and
move
forget.
on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like it wasn't
Wham bam, thank you.
meaningful. But like this girl, like this woman who I have befriended in new ways through the stillness of paralysis, like she deserves to be known. And like if you are going to be with me, like I need to trust you fully with my body that I am giving to you
Oh,
through that
yeah.
encounter.
That's like so
Like,
much more of a thing now. I will say that
yeah.
like loved my slutty self. Definitely.
Love her.
Yeah, like
She was
fuck yeah,
great.
yay
Yeah.
her. Oh my God. So much fun. So much fun. And like I think you can still have beautiful, meaningful sex. That does, that's like maybe just a little
Yes.
one-off thing. Like with the right person, 100%. Like ain't no
Yes.
shame in your game.
Let it up, sis.
Right.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
But there is that like element now where we're vulnerable adults, quote unquote, and so like there
not even quote unquote.
it takes we are. And it's like takes some serious trust to be like, are you gonna make me feel worse about myself? Are you gonna hurt me? Are you gonna be cool with helping me put my fucking clothes back on after this? Like
that's so fun.
I know.
Can we talk about that?
It can be really sweet though. Oh my God, I slept with this
Cringe
guy
and kink.
who did that and it was like so good at it. It was just like it was so just easy and not weird. And I was like, thank you, dude. Yes.
That is the deepest thank you.
I know.
Right?
And then we went and got dinner and it was like just so cute and lovely.
Love that for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good time.
God.
But like,
yeah,
there's that gap. Like I didn't have sex for 5 years because of that fear of like, oh my God, is someone going to make me feel worse about this? I don't feel sexy anymore. There's so many layers. Like, oh my God. And is this going to be fun? Is he going to have a good time? Is he going to is he going to like this? Is this pussy going to do like what I used to do? I don't know, Yeah, there's a lot of that. Especially being like, loved riding the D, not riding the D these days. Maybe there's,
I know.
But that's what we're going to discover here. Like maybe there's a way, there's got to be a way to ride the D again.
Girl, I haven't even told you about this yet, but I just bought a sex swing and I like
That's
really
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I really want to play around with like some harness
or
stuff.
in water. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can move my hips in water. So I'm like, oh, there's something here.
So can I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Float tank. Love that.
Yeah. So basically we just need to have like a sex swing and some body of water, like a Japanese therapy pool, because they're like
water
in our homes.
Yes.
We just need to live the tourist life of luxury. Yeah.
Yes.
Our homes are just going to be like one big like sex dungeon-ish.
I have dreams and like big life goals of creating this space that doubles as like a PT like gym.
Yes.
But also like a dungeon after dark.
Oh my God, you just made me think of Andrew Gerza, Disability After Dark. We need to have him on here. So many people. We have Trista on here. She's into kink. I just tried to go to her sex workshop. We'll connect. But yes, I mean, I'm all about this, like creating our pleasure space and health space, PT and sex in the same, love it. Sex is PT at this point. Like,
okay. Also, and especially for our partners, like watch your body mechanics because like we're a lot of work, but we're worth it, man.
Yeah.
But there are also like so many adaptive tools to help. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Wait, have you like hooked up this sex swing yet?
Okay, so I bought, it's a lot.
Okay, well, we'll do that another time.
There's no way my quad self could like, but we can have a full episode on toys and adaptive tools.
Fuck yes.
I think like the peeps would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And that was such a thing. Okay, so you had a 5-year dry spell. I had a 4-year dry spell post-accident. And like, I didn't even know, like I'd Google like quadriplegic sex and like weird shit comes up. Yeah, but like also very minimal and
very male forward.
Very male forward.
Yeah.
Erectile dysfunction is like a huge thing. And the guys, their stories need to be heard too, because it is such, like 100%. We talk about being dehumanized and like medicalized and all of the things, like losing your masculinity through the loss of sexual function and losing your feminine ability to give or to receive. Like, I don't know. And even just to give in the way that we
That's like a big worry, is like wondering what it's going to do to a partner if he can't make you come like you used to, you know?
That's a block. Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
We're gonna examine all of this stuff. We're just doing some research, you guys. This is the word that kept coming up in this improv class. It's just research.
Yeah.
This is all just research.
It is. It's research and play.
Yeah.
And like, it's a journey of healing. Like, this is the reclamation. This is the wound debridement for me. Like, sex has been such a space of trauma, a space of shame, a space of liberation and like shadow. And it's everything. But I've felt closeted until like I found my circle and my people. And I found myself in that kink world. When I started dating, I realized that I'm a kink. Like, just as a quad, I'm a fucking kink.
Isn't that crazy how you change your preferences, what turns you on? All of us, as our bodies change, pleasure changes. Yep. I think that's so fascinating.
That was so interesting to me because like I was actually super turned off by that when people would like approach me or make an advance at me and were like into my disability. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Right. Is this like a devotee thing? Like, no.
Exactly. Explain what a devotee is for those that don't know.
Okay. So a devotee is someone who fetishizes disability. And it's quite commonly, so it's very objectifying in that way. Like, you're not really seeing this person, you're fetishizing an aspect of them that's objectifying. So it's very often, most often, it manifests as someone, in our case, coming after quad chicks. Like, they love paralyzed bitches. I don't know what it is. Like, they want to know how paralyzed you are. If you're on wheels, it's like top tier devotee status. Like, the more crip you are, the more it's fucking crazy, dude.
But like,
and they like haunt you on Facebook. They stalk you.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I've had people want to fly across the country to sleep with me.
Yeah, how much are you gonna pay me? Okay, let's talk money.
I know, right?
Dollars, motherfucker.
No, but like also that to me, and I'm
kind of kidding. I'm not really kidding. I'm kind of kidding. But keep going. Yes. Are you cute though?
I know. It's like, but let me hear more about you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, dude. Like, they found you on Facebook and then offered you and then wanted to fly across the country to fuck you?
So one from Facebook, another on a dating app that like we talked for 2 seconds. It was a real quick, like, you are not for me.
Oh, you know right away.
Oh, yeah. And then he just kept coming back, as they always do, in my experience with devotees.
Yep.
I'm not saying that you guys are bad people. I know nothing about you and your lifestyle.
Weird. Stop being weird. Don't be creepy.
Also, like be into me for me,
100%.
not my disability. And then like also when a girl is like, nah, no, thank you, take that. Like,
yeah, time to fuck off.
No means no.
Yeah.
Flat. Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, and that is like, it brings me back to like this whole thing as people with disabilities being desexualized unless they're fetishized, you know? It's like, what the fuck, man? And it's such a wild thing to experience as a person with a disability, is to be like, damn, this is how I'm really, I mean, you feel unseen in many ways, but this is one way that fucked with me like big time and still does. Like just seeing this really big shift, feeling this palpable shift in the world gaze, the male gaze, whatever it might be, whatever your preference is, but especially males, because let's be real, they're just like very visual creatures. And especially when you're young, they're just like, they want to find a hot young thing to fuck. It's so like.
So did I. So like, that's not just men.
That's fair. That's fair.
I was like,
I love men, but I don't like that.
Anything.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
But you just feel this really big shift in the way you're seen or unseen. And I think that is one of the big roadblocks too of coming back to a pleasure practice, is like, how do I work around and not internalize this form of ableism? Like, how do I extract this? How do I talk about it? How do I, like, instead of ignoring it or like fighting it, how do I just like examine this and I mean, fight it in some ways, fight against this culture and by like making it known and like having the conversations. But that is like just a huge hurdle in terms of seeing yourself as a sexual being again and having the courage and being able to like step into that place of curiosity and exploration when you're so like fucked up and affected by that force against you, which is strong as fuck.
It's so strong.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look what just like porn alone has created about the idea of what sex should look like.
Oh God.
Forever comparing myself to my able-bodied self, like, does me nothing but harm. So like, that girl was such a good time. Love her. Thank you.
Right.
I forgive you. I'm sorry. Like, all the things.
Yeah.
But like, this body with its physical limitations has given me the most explosive orgasm I've ever had.
So jealous right now. Now you're just bragging.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay because
we're gonna get you there.
Thanks, honey. Happy for you.
Happy
and jealous at the same time.
But we're gonna get you there. I feel like this is part of the practice.
I have faith. And I'm so like impressed by this. And like, it makes me hopeful. Truly.
Yeah.
Like, if you can do it, I can do it. We can do it. You guys.
Freaking
We can all do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
O's for everyone.
O's
you get to know. You get to know.
And you get to know. And you get to know. Multiple O's, motherfuckers. We live in this culture that like defines sexy, and you see it shift. I mean, like, we all witnessed in the last 5-ish years how like the big booty came back and bitches be getting like ass implants. I mean, there's all these like sexy trends that are imposed upon us. Like, you got to do this. You got to look like this. And we absolutely are all affected by that. And especially women, but like everyone is affected by this culture of like defining sexy. And it often revolves around able-bodiedness or like non-disabledness. It's like anyone who's like, I think it's a very like primal part of us that comes out that's like looking for this like virility of like this like mating thing, right?
Yeah.
Where like anyone who looks like sick or weak or disabled in any way is desexualized. I think largely because of this, like not only it's like it feels like a twofold thing. It's like cultural and primal at the same time.
Total.
And it's like, haven't we evolved past this to like really see human beings beyond that? You know, like, I mean, it's such a complicated topic because like, of course we all like have a sense of attraction that like draws us to someone the moment we see them. But like the fact that it dehumanizes, that this part of us dehumanizes people by desexualizing them, like just assuming someone isn't sexual because they're disabled is fucked up. And the point that you like the way that people just like won't or like, nope, hard pass. She's disabled, like hard pass. Like not even gonna like, you felt it before where people just don't even see you anymore as a sexual being. And it's like, cool. That feels great.
That does feel super sticky. However, I also want to broaden that. Whatever. I feel like we just do that as humans. We all have something that's going to be like a fuck no for us. It's okay if I'm someone's fuck no. It sucks if I'm someone's fuck no due to my disability.
Right.
But like, I think that we as humans, we want to survive. We want to thrive. We all want to be loved.
We want to connect. Yeah.
We want to connect. We need connection. And like, we've been taught in so many ways to judge, to step around, to like avoid, to like
make assumptions, judge,
not include. Yeah, I feel like we need, like, I do feel as a collective that things are shifting. But I feel like we need our voices. We need the voices of our peers, we need people who look like people who have experienced life and who have been hurt and bruised and have stories. And like, I want to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to drink in the nectar of like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, real shit.
Yeah. And the shit that like, how'd you get the nectar? Like the nectar comes out of some like hard ass work.
Thick skin and like juicy insides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like the beautiful thing about marginalized people, that from my like privileged little white girl life, which I am still a privileged little white girl, let's be real, but like I'm a marginalized person as well.
Same.
And that was one of the biggest and most beautiful things to realize and to embody and feel so deeply is like, wow, I have this like struggle that really helps me to see people in a way that I don't think I would have been gifted, at least not in this way, not in this like very visceral way. And to like feel seen by some people and not by others. Like the Black man at the bus stop who calls me sister and like ushers me onto the bus first, like that's fucking beautiful, you know? and when he and like in this example, like sees me in my struggle and we like witness each other, although we're very, have very different experiences, you're sharing this very human moment. Right.
Yeah.
And so like that, it's like you have to like extract, that's the nectar, is like extracting these moments of like connection, of being seen and of seeing and of being like, this is my struggle and I am better because of it. I am more divine. I am just as human. And pleasure is my birthright. My sexuality is my birthright. Whatever the fuck I want to do with it. As long as I'm not hurting anybody else, like taking this back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that like this podcast, to me, I hope to create a space where we can talk about everything from the messy to the erotic, hilarious, and like deeply human moments of being disabled and divine. Like, because we are all of them, and to challenge the outdated narratives that we are broken or non-sexual, because we are not.
Right.
We are sexy, we are full of love, and we have so much more to offer than what the world has told us.
Yes. Yes. And I'm just stoked to like have these conversations with people who know shit we don't know, who have an experience we don't have, and just like mix this up with different identities and like see what happens, see what we can learn and teach each other. It's going to be so fun. This is the part of the podcast where we're going to talk about some personal goals. You know, we're all here for a reason. We're here like both for our own unique goals, I think, and for some goals for the collective, for the audience. What are we going to call you guys? Damn it, it's going to come to us. And I think a big part of this is like we're all human and we think about sex more than we're willing to admit, a lot of us. And this is a space where we don't have to deny this part of ourselves. We can celebrate it and explore it. I will say that like for me, I have wanted to explore sexuality, and I've been like more than I've been able to since I became disabled. And I've been met with like a lot of like shock and awe and, you know, like surprise at my commitment, I guess, to, or like my love of my sexuality. Like I remember sitting in a space with a researcher, interviewing him for this film I made called Move Me. Check it out. It's just a little plug.
Good plug.
Thank you. But I remember interviewing him and he asked me at one point, like, what would you want back the most? Or what do you miss the most? And I try not to live in that space, but I also admit that like my life changed a lot and it's okay to grieve that and have some desires and miss that. Like that's fucking human.
Yeah.
And my answer was sexuality. Like I want to have an orgasm like I used to. I want to feel all of that shit like I used to. And he was like, really? I'm like, dude, why are you so shocked by that? Like, is it because like what's going on here? Is it because I'm a woman and you're like surprised I just admitted that to you? Is it because you think other things bear more importance? You know, I think like often in the quad world, like people are like, I want to be able to piss and shit by myself, or I want hand function back. And yes, those are like, I think those like naturally kind of ebb and flow depending on what kind of day you're having. But I've been met with that response quite often, as I'm sure you have too. Like, surprise, surprise, girlfriend likes to come, you know? And I think that because, you know, there's just so many reasons that we'll talk about on this podcast that make it hard to explore this body, like from making your sex toy accessible to having the time and free space and energy, and when your days are long or hard or whatever. I mean, the list goes on and on. We've talked about some of them, but like this feels like a space where I can actually commit to a pleasure practice that's like much more expansive than it's ever been, and really figuring out like, let's talk about brain plasticity and like how we can create new erogenous zones. Let's talk about how this quad guy now feels like his dick is in his thumb and he can get off from it. Let's talk about how you come like from like that comes from your brain. Orgasms come from your brain.
That most explosive orgasm I was talking about was literally almost zero physical touch, all breath, sound, and like my brain. Like, and my spine cracked. Like it was like, as like, I'm just like, yeah, it was so good. These bodies are so resilient. And that's so much of where this comes in for me. This storytelling practice is a pleasure practice. This reclamation of voice and choice and sharing our wounds and our wisdom, like this is how we come home, right? You clear the blocks, you expand the horizon, and things become limitless. Like, stop putting us in a box, stop telling us what we can't do, and like, let us find community who is right where we are, trying to source the same thing in different ways. Maybe.
Yeah. Like we're all having unique and shared experiences.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah. Like there's just so much opportunity here to expand our ideas of pleasure and not just like sexual pleasure, but how we access like just the pleasures of life. Like how do we as Crips or just as human beings like make time, space, energy, and find like how to get over hurdles to do things that we love and to feel that joy and pleasure in our lives? Because let's face it, like a lot of it is much more difficult now. And we don't have to do it alone. Like, let's not do it alone.
That is like the most beautiful part of this human experience. Is the connections that we make.
Yeah. I see this as like this opportunity to have just a very, to be such a healing experience and to live like more deeply in my body and love my body more.
And we're going to get you to come.
We have some fun exploration to do. And this is actually a really good segue into the next part of the podcast. You guys, we're going to talk about our homework. Every episode, Kate and I are going to assign ourselves so sexy homework. And then next week, I know, right? So vulnerable friend test. So next week, we're going to share it with you at the beginning of every episode and see what happens. So yeah, we're just going to own that. And maybe we'll get some extra credit. Maybe we'll get a gold fucking star in our future. Maybe it'll go terribly, but we are committing to this over the next week in terms of our own pleasure practice. Yep, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
We're going to do it.
What are you going to do? Have you thought about this? Go ahead.
No, I have not thought about this. I was just saying, like, fitting in a pleasure practice when, like, you have a 5-year-old running around and, like, also you're a single quad and you run a business and all the things. It is like dedication to yourself. And it is a promise that I'm making to like you, to these viewers, whoever you are, to me, to really dive into this sexploration because it is the step that I need in my self-discovery. It's my most like joyous journey. I live for this.
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
You're giving me so much hope because it's so easy to be like, this is challenging to like feel like this is evolving or like fun sometimes, you know, like sometimes I just like pull out my cute little vibrator and like get myself a little but it's like, okay, yes, it feels good. Like I have the like energetic explosion, if you can call it that, but like the energetic, like you feel like, whoa, like Some
Yeah.
hormones just got released. My heart is racing. I can feel my blood pressure's changed. Like all these new cues that we can talk more about in the next episode. But it's hard to, you're giving me hope because it's hard to be in this space where I am right now and have been, and to be totally transparent with y'all, and have been for the past 13 years with this. Less because I didn't masturbate for probably a year. And not have made changes that feel like, whoa, this is morphing and exciting and fun. Because it's tough to want to be in that curious space when you're it's not like I can just reach down there and it feels amazing, It's not like that no more.
No.
Yeah.
And I totally want to dive into the science behind that because it's important.
Yeah.
But also let me get on your level because there have been so many nights that I don't get there. And I'm an hour and a half in of fucking diddling my Skittles.
Damn.
And trying to get around some bypass or block or whatever. And then I'm just more frustrated. And I'm why aren't you working?
Right.
And
that's the worst.
it is the worst. And then you're tired and
yeah. Yeah. And how do you, right, at one point do you call it? What does it look like to have a pleasure practice that doesn't rely on orgasm, that doesn't have the end goal? That's a whole fucking thing,
that is so important.
And how do we be okay with that if that isn't the thing? What does the aftercare look like so that we're not fucking pissed that we just flicked the bean for an hour and a half with no
she's
finale?
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's be real. Fucking with no finale is it's just not what you came for the finale.
The miserable marriage that no one wants to be in.
Yeah. We're going to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So homework. I am going to commit to, which I've said I've been going to do for a long time, but I'm going to commit to an orgasm a day for the next 7 days. And maybe in the spirit of not attaching orgasm to self-pleasure, I'm just going to engage in self-pleasure. Not just, I'm going to engage in self-pleasure every day. I'm going to put that shit in my calendar like a big girl, like an adult, which I do, but every day.
Love that.
That's my commitment, you guys. I know it's big. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, self-pleasure. And I'll let you know what that looks like when we get there.
I want to piggyback off of you. And that sounds actually a very big commitment to me.
Do you think it's too okay?
It's too big. Although I would love to prescribe the whole world an orgasm a day, that shit's not feasible for me at the moment.
Real talk.
I will commit in the next 7 days to have 4 days of pleasure.
Cool.
And of self-exploration. And that is such an important piece, right? It doesn't have to come in the form of an orgasm. What feels good to you, your body, and your soul in the moment?
Yep.
Is that touch? Is that positive affirmation? Is that mirror work? Is that you sitting down for the first time in the day, looking at your body and saying, thank you for breathing?
Yep.
There's so many ways.
So many ways.
Look at this.
If you don't feel like flicking the bean, don't flick the bean. You get a yes from yourself with all of the things, including that. I love that. Make it into a sensual exploration that if it evolves into bean play, let's call it, or whatever device it is you're working with, then it does. But if it doesn't, that's fine too. Maybe it's just self-touch on some other part of your body. Maybe it's a bath and some who knows?
Yeah.
But for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to keep it as physical in relationship to my skin, my body as possible, with like a leaning in toward sexual pleasure. But not like it has to happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for joining us here on Pleasure Bound. We hope something in this episode felt like medicine, even if it burned a little going down. So take what you need and leave the rest.
And remember, your body is not a problem to solve. It's a universe to explore. And we want postcards from your galaxy. So follow, comment, and/or share, because your voice matters here. If you desire to go deeper, subscribe and join the movement, because there's so much more to gain within this community.
And if today cracked something open for you, good, let it pour. And if nobody told you today, your body is worthy of pleasure and peace, power and joy, exactly as it is.
Until next time, stay soft, stay wild, stay curious, stay yours. And we will see you next time for more Pleasure Bound.